3D printing in your miniatures. Is it cheating? You know, is it? What's up guys? Welcome back to 718. My name is Camilo and I make stuff. So I haven't made a video in a while, and it's not for any other reason than making videos is hard.
Oh, boy, you!
I will try to make more videos. I want to make more videos. So today's video is about a couple of different things. It's about a new piece I made and something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. 3D printing and miniature making and how they fit together. In the past, I have said that I thought that 3D printing and other automated processes
Diddly doodly dum diddly doodly dum diddly doodly.
Blenders, snap out of it!
like laser cutting and things like that are cheating when it comes to making miniatures. And the reason why I say that is because I find that there's a certain allure to making that miniature chair out of paper clips and cardboard or a piece of plastic that you found, instead of just loading up an STL file and putting it in your 3D printer and printing it, right? The more that I think about it, don't we all cheat a little bit in our art? Filmmakers pay homage and include hints at their inspirations with their techniques and their shots. Musicians, DJs sample music from other artists. And in the art world, we as miniature makers kit bash, right? We take pieces from other model kits and put them in our own work, and that's kind of cheating, isn't it?
No. You insulted him a little bit. You got a little out of order yourself.
I didn't insult him. I didn't insult
Insulted
him.
him a little bit.
It is, but it isn't. It isn't in the way that collage making is making an original image from other images that you didn't create. So I guess there's some flexibility to this, whether it's cheating or not. So in this video, I want to show you the new piece that I made. I found this character model on, where did I find her? I don't remember. I'll show you. And I'll reference the artist's name because I've bought a couple of his models and I think they're great. And I wanted to make a vehicle for her, right? Because she looks very tough and, you know, military, and I wanted to make like a tank for her. So I went online and I started searching for some tank treads, because how would I make tank treads? I think that would be pretty complicated for me to make. And I started searching for tanks and tank treads and things like that. And then I ended up finding a few different pieces that I really liked that I wanted to incorporate. So this is what I did. This is the piece that I put together. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing I had to do was to sit down and get some sketches together on how I thought I could get this badass chick seated in a vehicle. With the pieces I had, I could see the beginnings of a vehicle. I could put these things on the back to make them look like an engine. And instead of seated in a vehicle, I started to see her seated on top with these tank treads on the sides. So I began to get the tank treads together on how I would place them underneath. I had to carve in to make some space for the rear treads. Baking soda is magic with crazy glue. Then I started to make these fenders, I guess they're called, protection on top of the treads, because I knew that her foot would be in that area, and obviously she can't rest her foot on top of the tracks. I keep calling them treads. So I made those out of cardboard, and I sketched them out and cut them out. Here's one of many boxes that I have full of toys and spare parts. I started to dig through and find parts that might fit. I needed to create a column steering shaft, something where she would be steering from. This container has the two-part epoxy putty type stuff. I rolled out a little bit so that I can make these buffers where there's joints, flexible areas on the column of the steering shaft. I don't know the technical names for these things. Then I filled in the missing areas of the tank with shapes that I made out of cardboard. This is just regular cardstock. This plastic putty, I don't remember what it's called, plastic putty or perfect putty, is great for making textures. I learned that from MUH FRIEND at Night Shift. Watch his channel if you don't already. He's really good. So here we go, more bins full of plastic parts and model parts and every little bit and bob I can find. This one's got all kinds of little spare parts from modeling kits. So I started to collect all the little tiny parts that I felt could be good as greeblies on the outside of the tank. Something you get into with these vehicles is that they end up having to be symmetrical, most of the time anyways. And then I would just glue the parts on where I found that they'd look the best. So here we are, the tank is coming together. Most of the parts are glued on and it's really taking a shape that I like. I think it's looking pretty good. This is a handlebar from a toy motorcycle. So obviously that's going to get glued onto the top of the shaft. I keep saying shaft. These two machine gun looking thingies are also parts that I found online and I printed up. They're going to go on the sides of the tank with some armature wire. That looks cool. Yet another bin full of little bits and bobs. These little beads for bracelets and stuff make great little greeblies. Now that it looks like everything's in place, it's time for a painting montage. Painting montage. I got a painting montage. I got a painting montage. Oh baby. And through the magic of Hollywood, here she is, fully painted. That transition didn't quite come out as cool as I had hoped for. This part I think I love the most. This is where I get to weathering and adding some real grit and grime onto everything. I used black oil paint with a little thinner. So now I had to make a base. And I filled it with insulation foam. And then I covered the top with a paste I made out of plaster, glue, paint, sand. Added some sand and rocks and pebbles. Then once that's painted up, I added a oil wash again to that to make sure that the crevices and the nooks and crannies get nice and dirty. So here she is, boys, the belle of the ball, Tiny Tank Tina. I'm happy with the way it came out. So I hope you guys like it and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please let me know what you think of the topic I spoke about in the comments and do all the internet-y things, like and subscribe and all that other stuff that the algorithm gods demand from us. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.